Good afternoon, or I guess, let's say it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 6 of the day, game number 10 of the tournament, here at the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Tournament. My name is Michael Petter. Thank you for joining us here on 360 Live as we bring you all of the action from this event, not only here today, but all weekend long as the tournament continues. And what a great tournament it has been so far here at the Pictou County Wellness Center. We have had 9 incredible games so far. Really, it has been absolutely fantastic, the hockey that we have seen up to this point. Most of the games have been either 1, 2, or 0 goal margins. We've had 2 games end in ties. We've had 2 games end with 1 goal margins. We've had a 2 goal margin. We've had 1 3 goal margin, and we've had 3 4 goal margins. And when you put all that together, it has been very close hockey. The widest it has been going into the third period has been 2 goals at any point in this tournament. It has been absolutely fantastic hockey to watch all through these first 2 days. We still have 2 more games left tonight, and then 3 more games to finish up the round robin tomorrow before we get a little bit of time to catch our breaths before the semifinals on tomorrow afternoon into the evening. And then the bronze medal game Sunday morning, the gold medal game Sunday afternoon. And that's what we have left for you here this weekend. But right now we need to turn our attention to the John Ol' Jim Cougars, based out of Cape Breton, and the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm, who play their home games out of Cole Harbor, as these 2 teams will be featured in this matchup. The Cougars are the visiting team for this game. That means the Storm are in their home blacks with the red and white trim, and they will be on the right-hand side, or left-hand side, of your screen for the first and third periods. They will be skating from left to right. And for the Cougars, they are in their road whites with the red arms and the blue numbers on the back, skating from right to left for periods 1 and 3. Let's talk about how these teams have been doing so far through this tournament. For the Cougars, it wasn't exactly the greatest of starts to the tournament, as they dropped a decision to Excel Physio by a score of 5-2 yesterday afternoon. And then earlier today, they had a good bounce-back performance, defeating South Shore by a score of 5-1. So they are sitting at 2 points right now, while the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm started off with a tie in their opening game of the tournament against Warewell Major Bantam Bombers last night at 6:30. And then they were back on the ice this morning and were on the losing end of the only game that has resulted in a shutout so far, dropping a 4-0 decision to the Gulls. But that game, again, just like every other game, you look at after 2 periods, it was just 2-0. Then about 7.5 minutes into the third, it was extended to 3-0. And then at 14:55 of the third, the Gulls iced it with that goal that made it 4-0. But really, again, a 2-0 scoreline going into that third period was very much anybody's game up to that point. So we've got some very entertaining hockey still left ahead of us here, as the Cougars and Storm will play this one. Then we got one more game left after that here in the nightcap, as South Shore will take on the Bombers. For the Bombers, that'll be their 4th and final game of the round robin portion, right now they're sitting on 4 points, which you would have to think should be enough for them to at least get into the semifinals. It certainly won't give them quote-unquote home ice advantage in the semifinals, but they are playing on their home ice. You would think that 4 points will be enough. But obviously they're going to want to get a couple more in that game against South Shore later on tonight. If they can pretty much assure themselves of a spot in the semifinals. But as we take a look at the actual standings here, we see that in first place right now, the Gulls have 5 points to this point, sitting in first with that record of 2-0-1. Then in second place with 4 points are those Bombers that we talked about. They are in second place by virtue of their head-to-head result against the Excel Physio, who also have a record, or also have 4 points. But the big difference is, again, that first tiebreaker is head-to-head. And so that's why, even though the Excel Physio team has more wins, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. As I just look to double check that as I go over to the rules. If two teams are tied, the winner of the round robin game between the two tied teams gains the higher position. So yes, indeed, because the Bombers defeated Excel Physio, they right now would be in second place, whereas Excel Physio would go into third with their record of 2-1. Then in fourth place with 3 points, sorry, I got to double check my my results here. I've got something not quite jiving, so just bear with me here for a second while I double check that. That's what happens when you try and start talking and your stats are starting to get all mixed up on you here. Meanwhile, let's put those aside. We'll come back to those standings in a little bit. Right now, let's talk about the keys to this game. And the first key to this game has to be for the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm putting that shutout loss behind them as quickly as possible. After not being able to score any goals this morning, they've only scored 3 goals in their 2 games so far, having now the lowest amount of goals scored by anybody except for the Rangers, who are 0-3. And obviously that's not where you want to be if you're looking to try to make sure you're playing Saturday late afternoon into the evening. And so they're going to need to get some more offense. They're going to need to find that offense from somewhere. Right now, with only 3 goals through those 2 games, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. For the second key to the game, as far as the Cougars are concerned, they need that top line of Reese Allen, Brandon Clark, and Drew McIntyre to continue to perform. They have been by far the catalysts of the Cougars lineup so far here, not only today, but this weekend as a whole. And the third key to the game, I've mentioned it a couple times, it's worth mentioning again, is special teams play. And right now, for the Storm, we talked about offense. Well, part of this offense, the issues have been with their power play. They are 0 for 12 on the man advantage so far this weekend. Leading the Storm out onto the ice in their home black jerseys, it is Nolan Cheeseman. Cheeseman comes in having played in the tie yesterday. So Cheeseman has a record of 0-1 with a 3.0 goals against average and a .900 save percentage. And for the Cougars, making his first start, his first appearance, period, of this tournament, it is Darian McInnes, after Lucas Frazier went to 0-2 on the tournament, went to 1-1 on the tournament after the victory earlier today. And we'll run you through the rest of the starters here in just a moment after O Canada. All right, so let's take a look at the starters in front of those goaltenders, Darian McInnes and Nolan Cheeseman. For the Storm, as mentioned, they are the home team in their black jerseys. It's going to be Brady Stone and Kyle King on the back end, with the forward line of Ryan McIntyre, Trainer McCullough, and the third member of that line, Cooper Puma. For the John Jim Cougars, it is going to be Connor White on the back end. Alongside White, it is Van Soller. And then the forward combination of Allen, McIntyre, and Clark. And here come the Storm very quickly. McIntyre, he fans on his shot as he tried to get in, working his way down the right wing side. Now the puck intercepted by McCullough. Can't quite get a shot away there, and out come the Cougars, and the puck dumped down right in onto goaltender Nolan Cheeseman. Now over to the far side, Stone. He gets it ahead, and the Storm look to come out, but that pass intercepted. There's a shot, and a big save made by Cheeseman. Now the puck flipped out, and Pattengale will get it. Pattengale gets it in. Allen drops off for Clark. Clark tried to get it fed back through. That's not going to get there, and out will come Bailey. Here comes Bailey. Fakes like he was going to shoot, then gets the pass through to McPhee. Down in the corner, McPhee surrounded by three white jerseys. Now the Cougars getting told, move it, move it, move it. There were three Cougars right around that puck, and both Storm players were hanging out to the outside. And now covering up is goaltender Darian McInnes for the faceoff, with 1 minute and 28 seconds gone so far here in period number one. Off of the draw, Jobs can't clear. Now Jobs gets it back again, and it's played out to center. Dumped in there by, I believe that was O'Neill. Now it comes around to the near side and out to center. Here's Dylan Andrews. He'll play it ahead to McPhee. McPhee tries to get it in deep. There's an offside, as Dylan Andrews wasn't quite aware of the fact that there was a player who came in just a little bit too early. So we'll get the face-off with 1:56 gone here in period number one, excuse me. Liam Andrews wins that draw back to Moran. He'll send it into the Cougar zone. Doesn't go in very deep, though, as the puck was knocked down there by Hutchings. Or no, that was Jobs, rather. Now down in the corner. Puck played with a high stick, and as it gets touched by Stobo, we'll get another stoppage with 2:15 gone here in the first period, and quite a few stoppages here in the early going, as a little bit of trouble trying to get some flow going in this game. As mentioned, the Cougars come in with a record of 1-1, while the Storm have a record of 0-1-1. Backing off with it there, Moran. He played it off the glass. Now it's picked up by Christmas. Christmas sends it off the end boards. It goes off the back of the net. Christmas goes chasing after, or rather, Hutchings goes chasing after it. Now back out to center. White dumps it back in. Settled down there by Cheeseman. Pass ahead here for McIntyre. He'll go far side for McCullough. McCullough flips it in right onto the goaltender McInnes, and McInnes will hang on for the face-off there with 12:09 left to go here in the first period. And again, not much pace as of yet here in this one. Lot of stoppages here in the very early going. Puck goes in behind the net. Played out to the middle there for McPhee. McPhee turns and fires. And another nice save by McInnes. 3:02 gone here in this first period. Off of the draw, puck comes back to the line, held in there by Vino. Now the Cougars will get it out. Clark plays it off the wall. Vino gloves it down there. Now it comes back into the Storm zone, and Dylan Andrews will bring it ahead. Up for McDermott. He gets it across the line, but then loses it. It's out to center. Stone dumps it back in again. Wrapped all the way around, and Soller will get to that puck. Soller working ahead. He gets taken down by McDermott, and McDermott will send it back in deep. Back to get it there is White. White plays it over to the far side. And the Cougars, Soller out to center. It hops over the stick of Vino and back into the Storm zone. That one goes up into the netting and out of play for a stoppage with 3:52 gone here in this first period. Face-off will be deep in the Storm zone, off to the left of goaltender Nolan Cheeseman. Turning and firing there was Seymour. He can't get his shot all the way through the traffic. Now we get Cheeseman accidentally bumping into one of the Cougar players as he tries to make his way back into the net. Meanwhile, now here comes Kyle King down into the Cougar zone. With it now is Meek. He takes the shot. That's steered aside. Flipped out to center. King knocks it down there. O'Neill looking to get it back into the Storm zone. Takes a bump as they battle right at the blue line. O'Neill trying to get that smothered. Now it comes loose, and it's played into the near side where King gets it to the line and out. Picked up by Liam Andrews, but he can't maintain control. Seymour going the other way. Now Andrews gets it back, gets it into the zone. McMullen will give to LaFrenz. LaFrenz up the wall. McMullen can't get the puck there past Puma. Now Puma, he can't get it past LaFrenz as LaFrenz knocks it forward. Out to center ice again, back in. Now LaFrenz will go back, pick up near corner. LaFrenz circles, gets it ahead. Now bringing it out towards the area in front of his own net there was Pettengale. Pettengale working all the way down into the Storm zone. Can't get a shot away as the puck rolled off his stick just before he could fire. And it comes out to center. Ford picks up there. Pass ahead for Hutchings. Hutchings nearly gets his pocket picked by Stobo. 6 minutes gone here in the first period. Battling along the near side wall. 4 players in the scrum. 5th one coming in is Christmas. Now the puck, the scrum slides along the wall. Now it's sent down the ice. That'll be an icing call. As we've played 6:08 here in the first period. Icing against the Storm. 5 shots on goal in this game so far. 4 by the Storm, 1 by the Cougars. Here with it now is Stone. He gets it down into the Cape Breton end. And working up to center ice there, Jobs. He gets rubbed into the boards, and the puck again scrumming along the wall. That seems to be the theme of this game early on. Lots of scrums, lots of wall battles. To the line, held in nicely there by Allen. Good play. Another scrum at the wall ensues, and out to center it comes. Puck back to Stone. Stone and Allen get all tangled up with each other. Stone able to recover, gets the puck ahead for McIntyre. McIntyre waits, shoots, and puts it off the post. Maybe the best scoring chance so far in this one. Puck came just out and then back in, and when Dylan Andrews touched up, that became an offside against the Storm. So we'll have another stoppage in play, and during this stoppage, let's start talking about some of our great sponsors who have helped make this weekend happen, including Anchor Toyota, Bike Monkey, and Blue Wave Energy Ultramar. Cougars get the puck down into the Cole Harbor, or the Harbor Storm zone. Technically, they're not called Cole Harbor, but that is where their home rink is based. White now with the puck, gets it across there. Shot from Soller at the point, and it gets through to Cheeseman, and he makes the save and hangs on. And with another stoppage at 7:26 left to go in the first period, we'll talk about some more of those great sponsors that we've got, including Cabot Shipping, Kaylee Honda, Citadel Coin, and Combex. A big thank you to them and all of our sponsors who've helped to make this weekend possible. A tournament like this can't happen without great sponsorship, and so we really do appreciate all of the work from all of those local businesses who've helped us to make this happen. Here's McDermott with the puck. His pass a little bit in behind his intended target of McPhee. Now it'll be picked up by Seymour. Here comes Seymour out to center. Seymour trying to cut through King. He's not going to get through there. And then King knocks Seymour down well away from the puck, and that's going to lead to a penalty. That's going to be, are they going to call it interference? Are they going to call it roughing? They are going to call it interference. Not hard to make that call, as Kyle King, by then it was well away from the puck at 8:02 of the first period, takes the first penalty of this game for interference. The Cougars 1 for 5 with the power play so far on the tournament, going up against a penalty kill that is 6 of 7 in killing off shorthanded situations so far today. Shot from the point by White, gets all the way through to Cheeseman. He'll make the save and hang on for a face-off. Just 9 seconds coming off of the power play. Off of the draw right away, Clark. And a big save again by Cheeseman. Clark there pushed the puck forward off the face-off win. Got around his man, got to that puck and took the shot. Now the puck played back to the point after a face-off win, but Soller couldn't hold the line. Played to the far side. Allen can't get there in time. Now McCullough coming in on the forecheck as the power play of the Cougars all the way back in their own zone. Clark trying to bring it out. He finds it in his feet as McCullough was draped all over him. Passed ahead. Now the Storm get the puck as far as the line, but not out. White will get it and send it down. Allen has it hop over his stick as it's going around, and it gets to Stone. Stone trying to kill some time, creating a muck along the boards there. Trying to get in there and help out is Allen along with Clark. Good kill there by Stone. He gets it tied up again. Now it comes loose to Vino. Vino will wait, set, and fire, and that puck goes down the length of the ice. Settling it there is McInnes. Long lead pass up ahead for McIntyre. Drew McIntyre carrying across the blue line. Cuts in, takes the shot, and puts it up into the netting. And so we'll get the face-off coming outside with 38 seconds left in the penalty to Kyle King and 5:36 left to go in the first period. And we'll quickly tell you some more of our great sponsors: Grant Thornton, Hockey Nova Scotia, Inglis Jewelers, and Pioneer Coal. Puck dumped in and wrapped around the boards. Battling there along the wall again. This time it's Meek in amongst that battle. There's a shot blocked by Liam Andrews. And Andrews will get to the puck and flip it out to center. Hustling back to get it there is Lafrenz. Lafrenz stops behind the net, changes direction, then comes back out, working his way up the right wing side. Now makes the pass ahead. In come the Cougars, but Seymour can't control, and it's played back out to center, and we are back to 5-on-5 here with under 5 minutes left to go. And Cheeseman will bounce on that puck and hang on for a face-off. 4:49 left in period number one. And with this stoppage, we'll thank a few more of our sponsors, including McGillivray Fuels, Pictou County Pizza, Proudfoot Home Hardware, Sacco Automotive, and Sam's Pizza. Big thanks to those and all of our sponsors who have helped out to create this fantastic event we got going for you here. McPhee sends the puck down deep into the Cougar zone, then works it back up the wall. Tried to get that puck there to Dylan Andrews. Now Andrews does get it, plays it back to McPhee. Now back to Andrews again, back to the point for Vino. His shot steered aside there by McInnes. Cougars get possession, and out they come. Pass for Seymour. Here comes Seymour trying to get a step on his man, but Bailey able to get back and knock the puck away from Seymour. 4:10 left to go in the first period. There's a shot. That's blocked by Vino. Vino springs Dylan Andrews. Here comes Andrews in on a breakaway. Andrews coming in all alone, and a huge save made by McInnes. But then getting tripped up was Luke McPhee, and that's going to lead to the first Cougars penalty of this game, coming at 11:05 of the first period. And the Storm power play will go to work for the first time. A tripping call against Jackson Ford. And the Storm power play, which is 0 for 12 so far in the tournament, going up against a penalty kill that has killed off 4 of 7. That the power play or the penalty kill of the Cougars, and now face-off win by the Storm. Puck down into the corner. Soller wraps it around the boards. Allen gets it to the line, not out. Good hustle there to keep it in by McCullough. But then the second effort is able to get it out and down the ice. Back to get it there is Vino. Vino wrapping it up the wall. Picked up here by Bailey. Bailey still with the puck. Ends up running into the linesman. And that helps to allow the Cougars to send it down the ice. 3:20 left to go in the period. 1:20 left to go in the penalty. Here comes Meek working his way ahead. Meek trying to cut through 2 Cougars. That's not going to work. And Clark will flip it out to center. Back to get it there is Stone. Stone spins, gets tripped up, and that's going to be another penalty against the Cougars as Clark got his stick into the feet of Stone. So we'll have 1:07 of 5-on-3 here for the Storm. And if anything can help break a 0 for 12 slump on the power play, it's 1:07 of 5-on-3. Here's McPhee. He gets it down. McPhee still with it. Now played back. That penalty coming at 12:58. With it now, here is McIntyre. His shot goes up into the glass, and it's sent down the length of the ice. 35 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Here comes Dylan Andrews, coming up with speed. Plays it off to the side there for Puma, who played it down into the corner. Now Stone near side. Down low for Puma. Puma to McIntyre. To Dylan Andrews at the point. 8 seconds left in the 5-on-3. McIntyre. McIntyre skates it down, gets it over. There's a shot and a blocker save made by McInnes on the big save. We're down to 5-on-4. Now Stone with the puck. He takes the shot and McInnes makes another save. 44 seconds left in that penalty. 1:46 left to go here in the period. Meanwhile, we'll talk about a couple more of our sponsors, the Nova Scotia Major Bantam and Nova Scotia Major Midget Hockey Leagues, as well as Proudfoot Home Hardware, Sacco Automotive, Sam's Pizza, and TD Waterhouse. Vino gets it down into the corner there. Played around to the far side for Meek. Meek at the half wall, plays it back to Bailey. Bailey's shot gets deflected, and McInnes able to stay with it and make the save, hanging on for a face-off. 29 seconds now left in that penalty to Brandon Clark. McCullough to the line for Vino. Back to McCullough. McCullough shoots, and McInnes makes yet another save. 22 seconds left in the penalty. Some more of those sponsors. Warewell, of course, they are the title sponsor of the host team of this tournament, the Warewell Bombers. TRA, Sobeys, Tim Hortons, Barb's Diner in Westville, Swiss Chalet, and Gino's Bakery. In behind the net, trying to get away is Pettengale, but he was all tangled up with the stick of McPhee. Now Andrews out at center ice, gets the pass ahead to McPhee. Back into the zone. Here's McIntyre with it. He takes a shot, but getting his stick into the shooting lane there was Ford. We're back to 5-on-5. Under a minute left to go here in the first period. Stone with the shot. That goes wide. Now picking up the puck that was Hutchings. He gets it ahead. Now Allen, or that was Christmas rather, 27, not 21. Puck played ahead, and here comes McPhee with it. McPhee trying to work his way around Zoller. Not able to do so. And covering up the puck, hanging on for a faceoff with exactly 30 seconds left to go in this first period. McInnes makes the save, his 12th save of this period on 12 shots compared to just 4 shots taken by the Cougars. Puck played with a high stick, and so as King touches it a second time, the faceoff will take place just outside the Storm blue line. 24.5 seconds left to go here in period number 1. Off of the face-off, the puck down into the Storm zone. Stone back to get it there. Turns it back up ice. Feeds it up ahead to Meek. Meek out to center. Can't get past O'Neill right in front of his own bench. Also in there, Liam Andrews. Now Stone trying to help push it forward as we get another rugby scrum. And that will do it for period number 1. Shots on goal, as mentioned, by the Storm 12, by the Cougars 4. But no scoring out of those 16 shots. So after one period of play, it is 0-0 between the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm and the John Old Gym Cougars. Taking a look at the standings, we started talking about them a little bit in the pregame show. After the game that just finished just before this one, where the Gulls beat the Rangers 2-1, Gulls now in first place in the tournament with a record of 2-0-1. Bombers tied for second with Excel, but the Bombers hold second place by virtue of the victory over Excel Physio head-to-head. Then the Cougars and Lumberjacks tied for fourth with 2 points each. Cougars hold the tiebreaker in that one by virtue of their head-to-head victory in that game earlier today by a score of 5-1. Storm sit alone in sixth with 1 point out of 2 games, and the Rangers are in seventh after going 0-3 to this point in the event. There's a shot taken by Puma. That got blocked in front. Now down into the corner. Battling there. Puck comes loose for McIntyre. He fed Puma. That shot goes just wide. Now King with a shot. That gets deflected on its way in. Back to King again. That one gets all the way through. Puck bouncing around in front. McKinnis having trouble finding it, but it rolls over to the corner, and the Cougars send it out and down the ice. Vino has to hustle, as coming in on him in a hurry was McIntyre. And now it's played out to center. As far as the Cougar line, White tries to send it the other way, but that ends up being called a hand pass with 55 seconds gone here in period number 2. And the story of this game so far, Darian McInnis making some huge saves on some deflected shots, on some traffic shots, all kinds of things getting in the way of Darian McInnis, but he's able to make the save so far. Now the puck into the zone. There's a shot from Rotherham. That's steered aside, or Rudderham, excuse me. Played back to the line there for LaFrenz. LaFrenz with the shot. It goes off of Clements and into the near side corner. Now out to center. Rudderham picks up there. Or no, that's Pettengale who's got it. 24, not 25. Now ahead for O'Neill. Here comes O'Neill into the zone. O'Neill with a shot, but Stone on the back check, able to get in the way of that shot and deflect it well wide. Now Stone has it knocked off his stick by Rudderham. Out in front. And it rolls all the way to Stone. Here comes Stone. He'll lead the rush to the near side left wing wall. Takes the shot. Save made by McInnis. Puck comes back to the near side. O'Neill will send it the other way, where it'll be found by LaFrenz. He'll send it down the ice. That should be an icing. And it is, with 2:06 gone here in period number 2. Again, if the Storm can get the victory here, they would leapfrog both the Cougars and the Lumberjacks and move into fourth place, excuse me, going into the last game of the night between South Shore and the Bombers. Puck sent down the length of the ice. Icing will be waved off this time as it loses speed just before the goal line. Moran was able to get to it. Now it's out to center. Back towards the Storm blue line. Moran works it up the wall again, but it's knocked down by Clark. Clark will bring it in. Gets his pocket picked, and here comes Dylan Andrews. Andrews trying to split the D. Ended up having to push the puck too far in front of himself. Couldn't get a shot away there. Now Allen plays it as far as the line. King, his shot gets blocked. And out come the Cougars. Here's McIntyre working around to the outside, but Vino takes him into the boards. McPhee gets it ahead to Dylan Andrews. He gets it far side there for McDermott. McDermott gets it knocked away from him, and back come the Cougars as we've got back and forth action here. Not much shots to show for it. as all the back and forth action in the middle 170 feet or so of the ice. Not much happening in the bottom 15 feet of either zone. There's McIntyre. Loses it in his feet momentarily. Coggins gets it to Puma. Up now for Meek. Meek loses it, and again, Clark trying to bring it back out, but ends up putting it into the bench of the Storm. And the faceoff will stay inside the Cougar zone, I do believe. As the officials talk it over a little bit, and now they determine, yes, indeed, it will be inside the zone. 3:22 gone here in period number 2. And getting waved out of the circle is the Cougar center. So Puma taking the draw against the Cougars' third option. And Puma wins it back to Vino. But it ends up coming out of the zone and then being brought back in again. Puma now taking the draw against Christmas. McMillan will pick up and get it into the zone of the Storm. Puck played into the far corner. Christmas gets to it ahead of Meek. Plays it behind the net to McMullen, but then McMullen takes a hit square in the back from Puma, and they're going to call it a cross check, and perhaps Puma should count himself lucky that they referred to it that way and not as a hit from behind, as Puma takes 2 for the cross check there at 3:56 of the second period. And the second power play of the game for the Cougars here. Right off the draw, there's McIntyre, and he scores! It took just 3 seconds of power play time, as right off of the draw, the puck drawn to Drew McIntyre, and he scores his second of the tournament, 5th point. And that makes it a 1-0 lead for the John Ol' Jim Cougars here at 3:59 of period number 2. McIntyre from Clark, as Clark won the draw, right back to McIntyre. And McIntyre fires it 3 seconds into the power play to give the Cougars the 1-0 lead. That's the second power play goal of the tournament for the Cougars on 7 chances. Now Clark misplays that puck as he was trying to bring it in, and that'll lead to an offside against the John Ol' Jim Cape Breton Cougars with 10:36 left to go here in period number 2. Shots on goal may be favoring the Storm 16-6, but that only goal of the game so far, with that blast right off the faceoff from Drew McIntyre. Here's Dylan Edwards now coming in. Edwards takes the shot. It gets blocked. McPhee now into the corner for Meek. Worked up the wall. And Rotherham, now we're going to get another penalty. As we get confirmation that it is indeed McIntyre from Clark at 3:59 on the power play, and McPhee will go to the box for the penalty. So the Cougars, who are 1 for 2 on the power play, the face-off in the exact same circle, and they're lined up exactly the same way, and you know they're going to try and get that back to McIntyre again, and they do. This time McIntyre's shot ends up going wide, but the power play Started there, and now it goes in! No, they're going to wave it off. They're waving it off as the indication was that it was hit with the hand of Clark. And Clark indicating, I'm wearing the C, I can talk to you about this. And he's asking for some clarification. And he may not like the call, but the call is going to stand. The puck was played either with a high stick or with some other sort of way to get it not touched in a fair way that ended up having it bounce over Cheeseman and into the net. So the Cougars were that close to going 2 for 2 on the power play, but that goal does not stand. As they announce McPhee's penalty as interference. Another face-off win by Clark right to McIntyre, whose shot doesn't get all the way through. Soller now down. McIntyre trying to settle things down, but he had Puma all over him. Now Soller gets it again, plays it down to the end boards for Allen. To McIntyre, he fires from close range, and Cheeseman makes the save. Now back to the line, White tees it up, and that's batted away after the initial save by Cheeseman. McCullough gets the puck down into the into the Cape Breton zone. The Storm coaching staff looking for an interference call after McCullough was tied up a little bit, but now here comes Allen dropping it for Soller. Down to Allen in the corner. 40 seconds left in the man advantage. And coming out of the net and covering it up there was Cheeseman. He'll hang on with 37 seconds now left here in the penalty to Luke McPhee. 8:49 left to go in this second period. McMullen taking the draw against Andrews, the two number 10s, and Liam Andrews wins it down into the corner. Puck being tied up there in the corner by Stone. Finally it comes out to O'Neill. O'Neill leaves it for Seymour. Seymour now back to the line there for LaFrenz. Back to Seymour. Seymour with the shot. It gets blocked. Puck comes back to Seymour. Now to Pettengale. Pettengale, his shot gets blocked. O'Neill now in front for Seymour. He couldn't get the shot away at close range. Puck comes back to Pettengale again. We're back to 5-on-5. Pettengale sends it to the far side for McMullen. McMullen trying to play it in front. That goes off of Stone, and Stone will play it down the length of the ice. That'll be an icing call with 7:56 left to go here in period number 2. Cougars now 1 for 3 with the man advantage in this game, 2 for 8 overall. The Storm 8 for 10 on the penalty kill overall after killing off 2 of 3. But maybe more importantly for them, 0 for 14 now through the tournament on the power play. But here comes McCullough racing down the ice. He gets the shot away and the save made by McInnes with 7:47 left to go here in period number 2. Dylan Andrews in to take the draw. He pushes it forward beyond Clark. It goes below the goal line. That's Ford trying to play it ahead. It comes back and now out to center ice. Vino knocks that down there. Gets it ahead just beyond McCullough. Now McIntyre will pick up. McIntyre gets it through to Dylan Andrews. He can't get a shot away though, as he was a little bit turned around. Now up for McIntyre. McIntyre gets it ahead. Vino, now Ford, back to Vino. He kicks it ahead to his stick. Jobs with the little poke there, and now Dylan Andrews will pick up for Vino. Vino goes to dump it in. It goes off a body. That was Ford, and he gets it out. Now here's Allen, makes one move to get a breakaway. Here comes Allen coming in. He scores! Reese Allen at 8:03 of period number 2 shoves it just up under the crossbar, and it's 2-0. And for Allen, that is his 3rd goal and 5th point of this tournament to give the Cougars a 2-0 lead. And a big boost there for the Cougars as they extend that lead up to 2. Now Puma into the Cape Breton zone. Throws it out in front, trying to get it through to Cougars, but it doesn't come all the way through. And the puck now covered up by McInnes. White gives, I believe, Meek it was, that he gave a little bit of a shot to there. 6:39 left to go here in the period as we await confirmation of the assists on the Allen goal. Here it comes. As they're going to call that unassisted. I thought somebody sprung him with the pass. We may end up seeing that get changed later on. But for now, it's Allen unassisted at 8:03. Puck sent down the length of the ice. That ends up being an icing. Cheeseman almost came out and played it. He did come out of his crease. Had to do a little bit of an acrobatic move there to avoid actually touching that puck. With 6:19 left to go here in period number 2. Now the Cougars get it out to center. Who is that? Seymour and Bailey got all tangled up at center ice. Both ended up going down. Now the puck comes around. Soller can't hold it in at the line. He has to hustle back as Stobo's right on his heels. Soller plays it up the wall to O'Neill. He takes a bump from Vino. And now O'Neill able to get it down deep into the Storm zone. Bailey back to get it there. Works it up the wall there for Liam Andrews. There's a shot. Glove save made by Cheeseman, and he'll hang on for a faceoff. 5:38 left here in period number 2. 18-10 the shots on goal so far in favor of the Storm. But that matters not one whit, as Monty Python would say. It's 2-0 in favor of Cape Breton. There's a shot and a save made by Cheeseman with the blocker. Andrews now comes out. That's Dylan Andrews getting it to McPhee. McPhee with the shot. He rings that one off the post. As we've had an awful lot of iron in this tournament. Now McPhee in front for Andrews. He has it go off of his skate and then well wide. Now Stone with a shot from the point. That one's off target, comes off and around the wall. Trying to spring McIntyre, but getting in the way of that is McDermott. He'll get it up to Dylan Andrews. In across the line, McPhee comes in to pick up. McPhee in front, trying to get it to Andrews, but that's broken up by Pettingale. And now out to center. Stone doesn't allow that puck to get through to McIntyre. And now Allen with a great second effort, able to get it into the Storm end. Played there by Cheeseman, but he put it right onto the stick of a Cape Breton player and had to hustle and make a pretty nifty save to keep this a 2-0 hockey game. Stone for McDermott, out to center. 4:25 left in the second period. McIntyre couldn't find it in his feet. Dylan Andrews gets it up to McCullough. McCullough fires. That's blocked. Puck comes back to McCullough at the wall. Pettingale takes him into the corner, into the wall. Now Puma gets rubbed in by LaFrenz. Puma gets rubbed into the wall again. Now the puck comes to McCullough. McCullough trying to feed it through. That's not going to get through, as getting in the way of that was Pettingale. Here comes Pettingale. Takes the shot. Blocker save. Puck rolls to Puma with under 4 left to go here in the second. Ahead for McCullough. He'll just kick it forward as that pass was into his feet. Jobs gets to it, wraps it around to the far side. McIntyre is there. His shot gets through. Loose puck in front. And somehow it stays out as McInnes able to keep that puck out somehow. With 3:35 left to go here in period number 2. And it remains 2-0 for the Cougars. Dylan Andrews to take the draw. It's won by McMullen to Ford. He plays it around to the far side for Seymour. Now back in behind the net, Ford, but Dylan Andrews gets to it. He plays it out in front. O'Neill gets that one, and he will come out as he feeds it ahead to Seymour. Seymour gets the puck down into the corner. Now takes a sharp angle shot. Save made. Puck underneath Cheeseman. And then the stick of, I believe that was either O'Neill or McMullen, ends up in the gear of Cheeseman, and Cheeseman has a little word for it was O'Neill as he comes by. 3:11 left to go here in the second period. There's a shot right off of the draw from Seymour, but it doesn't get through the traffic. And now the puck does get through and goes all the way across the goal line for the third goal of this period for the Cougars. And it is now 3-0. Time of this goal, 11:55. And O'Neill will get credit for this one, his first goal and third point of the tournament. And that one could be a backbreaker. Here, McCullough now gets it ahead to McIntyre. McIntyre loses it just inside the blue line. Back to McCullough. In off the glass. Jobs back to get it there. He'll play it around. As the Cougars get it back out to, or the Panthers, Cougars. I had it right the first time. Get it back out to center. Here's Soller. He has trouble settling that puck down. Now it's up the wall. Welsh kicks it back forward. Puma. McIntyre. Shot and another save by McInnes. Seymour and McMullen get credit for the assists on that one. And here come the Cougars again. There's O'Neill with a shot. Now the puck comes off the inboards. O'Neill has another chance. He puts it wide of the open net. Glorious chance for Logan O'Neill, but he puts it wide of the open net. Now we're going to have a penalty against the John Old Gym Cougars as interference will be called for the player looking for the number there. It was O'Neill, or is that Soller? Is that 8 or 18? It is 8, so for Soller, he stayed on the man just a little bit too long. So that's an interference at exactly 13 minutes of period number 2. So the penalty will expire as the period does. But there's a chance for Clark and a second chance. He puts it just wide. As the Cougars were that close to getting a shorthanded goal and what would have been a 4-0 lead. Vino with it now. Gets it ahead for Andrews. Liam Andrews carries across the line. Has Meek behind him. Drops it back to Meek. Now to Bailey. Bailey's shot gets all the way through. McInnes with the save, and he'll hang on with 1:27 left in both the second period and the penalty. The period and the penalty will end within tenths of seconds of each other. Virtually the same time. Puck played off the wall, and Dylan Andrews knocks it down but can't hold it in at the line. McIntyre brings it back in, but wasn't aware that McCullough was not yet out of the zone. 1:17 left to go here in period number 2. 1:17 as well left to go in the interference penalty to Van Soller, and 3-0 the lead for the Cougars. Stone with the puck. Didn't like his option, so he backs off. Now goes to play it ahead. It goes off a couple of Cougar sticks and then ends up down the length of the ice. Stone back to pick up as we approach the final minute. Here comes Stone. Dumps it in. Pattengale tried to get it back out. Puma knocks that one down. Puma now circles, gives the puck to McCullough. McCullough doesn't see any passing or shooting lanes, so backs it off to Dylan Andrews. Andrews skating it down, cutting back to the middle, takes a shot, save made, then the puck rolls in! And a big power play goal with 35.4 seconds left in the second period. Pulls the Storm to within 2, breaks the offer on the power play for the Storm this week, and maybe most importantly, gives them a big momentum boost as we approach the end of this second period that they can carry with them to help feel good going into the intermission and into the third period. Time of the power play goal, 14:25. And now here are the Cougars coming back out. McMullen goes to dump it in. Puck, King, now McMullen again. Can't get a shot away. Puck comes to the line. Soller with 14 seconds left. His shot gets through. That's steered to the far wall. Now Meek gets it ahead for Vino. Vino off the wall and down the ice. Just 6 seconds left. Meek gets it back again. Takes it below the goal line. He's going to run out of time. They won't get a shot away. But that power play goal, a huge power play goal at the 14:25 mark for the Storm, breathing some life into them. As we await the announcement of that goal, we may have to wait until the third period to get it. Oh no, here it is. It is Trainer McCullough, his first point of the tournament, getting that goal. No, correction, it's Andrews. McCullough and Puma get the assist, so for Dylan Andrews, his second goal, second point of the tournament, assisted by McCullough and Puma, make it a 3-1 game here with 20 minutes left to go. Shots on goal in the second period, 10 for the Storm to give them a two-period total of 22, 13 for the Cougars to give them a two-period total of 17. And they've added an assist on that second goal. That was the goal by Reese Allen. I thought somebody made a pass out to him. I was correct. Jackson Ford is the one who made that pass, so they've added that assist. So that one was, again, Allen from Ford at 8:03. 4 goals in that period, 3 by the Cougars, 1 by the Storm. Each team has scored once on the power play. We'll come back, break it all down a little bit more as we get ready for the third period, but for right now, we're going to take a break. It is 3-1 after 2 periods in favor of the John Old Gym Cougars. You are watching Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Tournament action here on 360 Live. Welcome back as we get ready for the third period of this game, the 18th period of the day. If I'm getting a little punchy, that might be why. Period number 18 of the day here at the Pictou County Wellness Center as the John L. Jim Cougars lead the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm by a score of 3-1. As we talked about in the between the first and second periods, for the Cougars right now, they have a record of 1-1. They have a chance to move into a three-way tie for second, third, and fourth with the Bombers. And then if the Lumberjacks can beat the Bombers in the nightcap tonight, we will go into tomorrow with 4 teams tied for second, third, fourth, and fifth, with 4 points each. And then the tiebreaker scenarios get all kinds of crazy. So the Bombers, that 4 points that they have right now might not be enough after all, because they would be the only team out of the 4 who would have 1 win and 2 ties as opposed to 2 wins and a loss. And at that point, they'd have 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 ties. And so, because not everybody will have played everybody out of that group of 4 teams, we'd have to take a closer look at the tiebreaker. So for the Bombers, a tie and 5 points with a 1-0-3 record should certainly be enough. But 1-1-2, as you look at it, may not end up being enough after all. So that game for the Bombers still very much meaningful here against the Lumberjacks, as we've got the teams back out onto the ice, but we still have 20 minutes left in this one, as Darian McInnes, who's made 21 saves on 22 shots, heads toward that net off to our right. Nolan Cheeseman, who's made 14 saves on 17 shots, heads off to that net towards our left. And as has been the case in every single game in this tournament, the margin is 2 or less going into the third period. It's been a 2-goal margin or a 1-goal margin in every game going into the third period. No game has been tied going into the third. No margin has been greater than 2 going into the third. And the team that scores in the first 5 minutes has gotten a positive result every single time. Whether that positive result is a comeback to tie or a hang on and win, the team that scores first in the third period has had a positive result every single game so far. Puck out to center. Allen flips it back in. Going back to get it will be Stone. Stone gets it all the way ahead. All the way down the ice. Getting to that puck first there was McCullough. Great hustle by McCullough there. Now it's out to center and Stone will play it back in again. It should be noted that no team that has led going into the third has lost. But we have had 2 teams lead going into the third, and then the game ends up as a tie. So no lead changes in the third, just games come back to and tied. McCullough tries to get a shot away. That can't get through. King with the shot, and there's a blocker save made by McInnes. Puck played off the wall and down. Stone hustling back to get to it. He'll get to it well before the goal line, as he's being chased there by Allen. Puck takes a Cape Breton bounce off of the stanchion, and McIntyre turns and fires. And that gets steered aside there by Cheeseman. Now in behind the net. Puck played ahead there, and McIntyre gives it to Meek. Meek with the shot. That gets blocked. Now Meek trying to get his stick back on it again, but he's all tied up. Shot taken by Puma, and the save made again by McInnes. Ahead intended for Seymour. That's too far for him. Moran will play it up. McIntyre trying to get it the rest of the way out of the zone. And he will with the second effort, but Pettengale waiting for it there at center ice. Dumps it back in. Vino now. Takes it below the goal line. Works it back up the wall. Far side. Seymour battling there. Picked up by Puma. He gets it to Meek, and here comes Meek out to center. Meek carries across the blue line. Meek gets it to McIntyre. McIntyre's shot gets blocked. Andrews spins and tries to fire. That's knocked away from him. Here comes O'Neill. He's got a man with him. O'Neill, nice pass, but it ends up through the feet of Rutherham and played back out to center ice. Good chance for the Cougars, but the pass from O'Neill to Rutherham doesn't connect, and now the Storm coming back the other way. Played down the ice, and that will lead to an icing call against the John Old Jim Cougars. 2:47 gone here in the third period. A reminder, both of these teams will play at least once tomorrow. Results pending as to whether they'll play more than once tomorrow. For the Storm, that game will be at noon. As coming out of the net to play the puck there was Cheeseman. And that game for the Storm at noon will be against the Rangers, who will come into that game with an 0-3 record and may by that point be mathematically eliminated. For the Cougars, they're going to take on the Gulls in the first game tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. And the Gulls will be looking to clinch first place in the semifinals and quote-unquote home ice advantage in both the semis and the either bronze or gold medal game, whichever one they end up playing in. Here's a chance. Nice little move there by McCullough as he puts the backhander up over the crossbar, but it stays in play. Puck deflected by Dylan Andrews, and it goes wide. Now Vino out at center. Ahead for Stobo. Stobo tries to get it in deep, but it's knocked down. Stobo still trying to work it deep. Now he gets it down into the corner. Out in front for McCullough. They score! 4:01 of the third period. And we've seen it again. A goal in the first 5 minutes of the third. The Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm, McCullough, gets his second point of the game. His first goal, second point of the tournament at 4:01. And the team that has scored first in the third period has earned at least a point every single game in this tournament. They've either come back to finish in a tie or they've carried the lead to a win. But right now, this one is the Storm who've come back to tie it. Now here comes McIntyre hustling down the ice. Actually, no, there was one exception. I do apologize. In the game between the Rangers and the Gulls, no, yes, the Rangers were trailing. They scored to tie it up and then lost to the Gulls. So there has been one exception to that rule. And I do apologize for that one. As they announce Stobo with the assist on that one. McCullough from Stobo at 4:01, and for Stobo, that's his first point of the tournament. Actually, we've had two exceptions to that. Warewell led going into the third against Excel. Excel tied it up, and then Warewell took the lead. But now here comes Clements. And Warewell ended up winning that one 3-1 against Excel Physio. And the Rangers and Gulls. Gulls led going into the third. Rangers scored to tie it up, and then the Gulls got another one to win it. So there have been a couple of games where the team that scored first in the third period did not get the result they were looking for, but in both of those cases, the goal came outside of those first 5 minutes. In this case, here in this game, the goal was scored in the first 5 minutes. So we'll see if that trend continues to hold. Puck passed ahead. Now played back into the Storm zone. Up to McCullough. He gets it out to center. Rotherham has a little trouble finding it in his feet. McCullough gets it to Dylan Andrews. Andrews takes it down into the corner. Tries to play it back out in front for McCullough. McCullough can't get a shot away. Now the puck comes to Stone. Stone with a shot. McInnes was on his knees, made the save. And the Storm get a glorious chance but can't convert. Now Seymour coming the other way for the Cougars, and his shot, and a big save made by Cheeseman at 5:55 of the third period. Face-off will be in the Storm end. To the right of goaltender Nolan Cheeseman. Puma gets waved out of the circle. Meek told he can't come in. So coming in to take it will be Stobo. Puck won back by Clark to White. He'll play it across over to Ford, who got the shot away. Now the puck down at the other end. Here's Meek. He gets a shot blocker save made by McInnes. Stobo battling in the corner, goes to play it up the wall. The only one behind him up there was a white jersey, not belonging to McIntyre. He dumps it down into the Storm zone. Now the puck played back up the wall near side, and getting it out, Soller at his own blue line plays it across, now ahead. And a couple of nifty moves there by McIntyre. McIntyre, sharp angle shot, puts it right into McInnes. To Cheeseman rather. And I think Cheeseman took that one right off the forehead. And you know those masks have got pretty good protection, but I don't care how good the protection is. A hard shot like that right off the noodle, that's going to hurt. And Cheeseman able to shake it off. Puck is dropped. We're back underway. Just over 13 minutes left to go here in the third period. Storm trail by 1. Cheeseman covers up again and slows things down a little bit here. And I think the referee coming over to talk to the Storm coach just to indicate what he saw from the Storm goaltender, Nolan Cheeseman, just to reassure head coach Tyson Alders that things are okay for his goaltender. Now the puck comes to the line. Soller with the shot. That gets blocked and goes down into the corner. Out come the Storm. Here's McPhee. He gets it through. Now there's a chance for Andrews. Quick save by McInnes. Another chance. And that one now Welsh from the line. And now finally the Cougars are able to come out. There's a shot taken and the save made. And I thought that name looked familiar. Tyson Alders, the head coach of the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm, no stranger to Pictou County, played 3 games as a member of the Weeks Crushers back in 2009-10. Not on this sheet of ice. That was when the Crushers still played at the old John Brother McDonald Stadium, which is no longer there over in New Glasgow. But Alders, a former Crusher, very familiar with that logo that's sitting out there at center ice. Puck sent down the length of the ice by the Storm, and that will lead to an icing call and all the way back in again. He only spent 3 games as a Crusher, but nevertheless, that old once a Crusher, always a Crusher, certainly true for so many players who've made Pictou County their home for even the briefest periods of time. Here's Meek with the puck. He'll bring it in. Gets it knocked away from him, and the Cougars turn it back up the other way. Allen can't get around Vino, as Vino does a great job to hold the puck up there. Now here's Meek. 8.5 gone in the third period. Meek waiting, now shooting. And a glove save made. Another big save for Darian McInnes. For McInnes, that is his 30th save on 32 shots so far this evening. While at the other end of the ice, Nolan Cheeseman, 20 saves. Although no big, actually I'll get to that in a moment here. There's a chance! And that one goes just wide. McPhee now gets it down to Cougars. Cougars sends it in behind the net. Coming back to the line and just out. That'll give the Cougars time to get it set up as it had gone back into the zone again. Now back to get it there is Stone. Stone working his way ahead. Stone still on it. Stone gets it knocked away from him and it goes down into the corner. Ford plays it up the wall. Cougars with it now. He'll turn and try and get it down low. It ends up hitting the stick of McIntyre, and he sends it in behind the net. Battling for it there. Now it's worked up the wall, picked up by Seymour. Seymour gets it out. There's a shot right on. And more Crusher connections behind that Storm bench, as Tyler Noseworthy, one of Alder's assistant coaches, also spent some time as a member of the Weeks Crushers. He spent a little bit more time here in Pictou County, playing close to 100 games as a Crusher over 3 seasons. In the corner there. Battling along the boards. Now it's picked up by Andrews. He gets it out to center. LaFrenz sends it back in. Dylan Andrews will pick up as we approach the midway point of this third period. Here's Andrews down into the zone, cutting towards the middle. Puck comes off his stick, goes to McPhee. He takes the shot and it goes up over the net. Now at the side of the net, covering up and hanging on, Darian McInnes, who will hold it for a face-off. 9:52 left to go here in period number 3. 3-2 the scoreline, favoring the Cape Breton Johnal Gym Cougars. Waved out of the face-off circle is Clark. Coming in to take the draw is Allen. Allen plays it over to the wall. Soller tried to work it up the wall, but it didn't go anywhere except to a Storm player. Now Vino, his shot ends up being stopped by Andrews, who then tried to take a shot himself, and it's turned back up the other way. McIntyre with the shot. That's tiered aside by Cheeseman, and now here's Dylan Andrews working his way ahead. Andrews trying to cut through. Too many white jerseys in the way, and Clark gets it up to McIntyre. McIntyre feeds back to Clark. Clark will dump it in, comes off the end boards. Cheeseman will play it around for Stone. Stone gets it just out beyond the blue line, then pushes it the rest of the way down the ice, touching a piece of it there. On its way by was McPhee, so no icing. Now the puck out to center. Bailey there waiting for it. He gives to Stone. Stone gets it ahead, and back into the zone again are the Storm. McDermott sends it down to the end boards. Meek waiting for it there. He takes a bump from Soller. Also coming in to help out is Clark. White waiting to see when the puck is going to come loose. It does, and it comes right to White. He gets it ahead. Allen can't get control of it. Bailey will send it back in. 8.5 left to go. They're going to call that an icing, as Bailey was on his own side of center. Not by a whole bunch, but he was there just enough. As we're down to 8.5 minutes left to go here in period number 3. The Johnal Gym Cougars still with that 1-goal lead. Here 3-2. Cougars looking to get to 4 points with a 2-1 record on the tournament through 3 games. We mentioned the Cougars will play the Gulls tomorrow morning. That's a shorter turnaround for them as they'll be playing the first game of the day tomorrow. There's an icing call against the Storm. Storm will get a little bit more of a chance to sleep in. Their game doesn't start until noon against the Rangers. And that will be the final game of the round robin, so they'll know coming into that game what exactly is on the line and at stake for them as far as their tournament hopes go. Puck comes back to the line. There's a shot from from Ford. It's knocked down in front, then gets all the way through on the second attempt by Ford. And making the save yet again is Nolan Cheeseman. 8:03 left to go here in the third period. McMullen in to take the draw against Dylan Andrews. McMullen won the draw back to the point. Now the puck down below the goal line. Seymour trying to get in after it, but Andrews gets it instead, plays it out to center. He tried to dump it back in, but it doesn't get there. And now McCullough trying to settle that bouncing puck down. Now he can't get it through. Seymour can't get it out. Plays it off the wall. And now it comes out. And coming out with it, here's O'Neill. O'Neill dropping it off for Seymour. Seymour over to McMullen. And he couldn't get contact. He had open net to work with if he'd been able to make contact with the puck on that one. Now it goes up into the netting just above the glass here at the Pictou County Wellness Center with 7:17 left to go. And we'll get a stoppage in play. Face-off will stay inside the zone as it was last touched by a member of the Pro Hockey Life Harbor Storm. Here's Meek with the puck now. He'll get it ahead to McIntyre. McIntyre coming in, getting all the way down below the goal line, then leaves it for Puma. Puma off the side of the net. Now to McIntyre. His pass out in front intended for Meek. Rolls all the way through. And down to the other end of the ice. Shot taken. Cheeseman makes the save. Stone out to center to Meek. Meek's pass intended for McIntyre broken up. And now that's dumped in right onto Cheeseman. He had to be quick as that puck skimmed and hopped just a touch just before it got to him. Clark now plays it up. Stone will knock that down in his own zone. 6.5 to go. Lead pass for McCullough. Here comes McCullough. He's got 2 points already today. McCullough waits. Now tried to feed it through, but it goes off LaFrance. Out in front, comes to McCullough. And that, I don't know, was that a save or was that a post? Either way, it didn't go in. And now coming back up the other way. McIntyre throwed it through the center of the ice, but nobody was coming up with him. I don't think he realized he was alone. Now McCullough will flip it back right in onto the goaltender McInnes, who will hang on. 5:55 left to go here in the third period. And it's still that 3-2 score line. And now another one right in onto McInnes, and he'll cover up. And another stoppage with 5:53 left to go. The only goal of this period coming back at the 4:01 mark, making it a 3-2 game at the time. We still stand there as the Storm have pulled to within one, but have yet to find that equalizer. Here's Dylan Andrews. He goes to play it back to the point, but the pass too far to get beyond King. Coming way out to play it is Cheeseman. Now picked up by O'Neill. O'Neill gets it to McMullen, and he scores as Cheeseman could not get back in time. What a goal for McMullen. What a heartbreak there for Nolan Cheeseman. He took the gamble. It did not pay off at 14:31 of the third period. The 2-goal margin reestablished as Ryan McMullen gets his second point of the tournament, second point of this game, making it a 4-2 margin. Seymour sends it back in deep. Cheeseman out of his net, settles it down there for Stone. Puma couldn't get on the puck. There's another chance, another big save by Cheeseman. 5 minutes left to go. What is now a 2-goal game, but it's not over yet. Here comes Puma. Puma takes a bump. Puma still with it to Meek. Down the ice to Vino. O'Neill and Pettengale with the assists on that one. So for O'Neill and Pettengale, they get points on that goal that makes it 4-2. Puck comes to the line. Vino, his shot, can't get through the traffic down into the corner. Meek to McIntyre. Meek can't get his stick on that one. And out come the Cougars yet again. McIntyre. His shot goes off a stick in behind the net, trying to jam it in short side. There was Allen. Now it's picked up again by McIntyre. He gets the shot, gets it through, and they score. And it's 5-2. Drew McIntyre gets his third point of this, or second point of this game, his second goal of this game at 16 minutes even. And now a 5-2 margin. Two big goals coming 89 seconds apart at 14:31 and 16 minutes even from Ryan McMullen, and then from Drew McIntyre. Turn what was a 3-2 game into a 5-2 game here. Under 4 minutes left to go. Puck comes out to center. Soller dumps it back in. As we get the announcement of McIntyre's goal. Clark with an assist. Allen gets his second point of this game as well with the second assist on that one. That gives both Allen and McIntyre 6 points each on the tournament. Here's Andrews. He gets that puck batted away from him. That was Liam Andrews. Now Clark gets it back, takes it back into his own zone. Out to center again. King looking to dump it in. He'll play it into the far corner. It bounces out right to Pettengale. And now it's played back out to center. Bailey now off the wall. Gets it ahead for Liam Andrews. He dumps it in. Comes to the near side corner. Soller is there. He goes to try and play it around to the far side. But Coggins was there to break that up. Now McDermott with it. He takes a shot. That's blocked. Puck comes to Stone. Stone trying to work his way down low. Attempted to center it. It goes off a body. Coming in to pick up is Puma. He takes a shot trying to go short side. And the save made. Now Coggins throws it out in front. It comes to McDermott. He can't pull the trigger. And it comes out to center. 2.5 minutes left to go. Played up into the bench of the Cougars. With 2:25 left on the clock here in period number 3. 5 to the scoreline in favor of the Donald Jim Cougars. Cougars look to go 2-1 here on the tournament. O'Neill dumps the puck in. It's knocked down. Now Stone will send it back out. Pettengale sends it back in again. Cheeseman out of the net to settle it for Moran. Moran spins and fires. Pass a little bit too far in front of the intended target, and hustling to get down the ice to that puck there is Pettengale. He goes D-to-D with it to Soller, ahead for Seymour, out to center. And Rutherham will pick up there. He plays it into the zone. Stone with it, under 2 minutes left to go here in the third period. Stone up ahead, settled down there by LaFrenz. LaFrenz across to the far side, off the wall. Moran hops over the stick of Rutherham. O'Neill now into the scrum along the wall. 90 seconds left to go. And now the puck comes loose. Able to get it out to center is Liam Andrews. He's got McDermott with him. McDermott receives the pass. McDermott down into the corner. McDermott still with it. Now he takes a big hit there from Rutherham. McIntyre on the puck now. McIntyre still with it. Takes a shot. Toe save made. And now we're going to get a stoppage with a roughing penalty coming up. As we've got exactly 1 minute left, it's going to be coincidental penalties to both McDermott and LaFrenz, so they're going to finish the night in the box. It'll stay 5-on-5. So the face-off will stay in the Cougars zone. 1 minute left in a 3-goal game, as it looks like the Cougars will advance to 2-1. And the Storm will drop to 0-2-1. Jobs plays it as far as the line, kept in there by Welsh. Now the Cougars will come back out with it again. Here comes, that was McMullen. He couldn't get his shot through. Then a shot does come through from Hutchings. And the save is made and held on to 35.2 seconds left to go here. And for the Cougars, again, getting this 2-1 victory moves them into a 3-way tie for second. And the tiebreakers get all kinds of wonky then when you're talking about 3 teams tied. And that makes the game coming up next between the Lumberjacks and Bombers all the more meaningful, as the Jacks can make it a 4-way tie. There's a shot that goes just wide. 20 seconds left to go. Clements will bring it out to center. He gets away from Jobs. Now we're going to get another penalty, as they're going to call a head contact penalty to Christmas with 10.9 seconds left. So the Storm will finish the game on the power play. It'll be their 4th power play of the night. At 19:50, that penalty gets called. They will end 1 for 4 on the power play, assuming they don't get a last-second goal here. Scrum in the corner, and that will do it. Final score, the Cougars with the victory over the Storm by a score of 5-2. Storm fall to 0-2-1. Cougars improve to 2-1. We'll stick around to present the players of the game, and then we'll take a quick break and get ready for our nightcap. South Shore against the Bombers coming up next. A huge game for both of those teams. This one a huge game for the Cougars to get those 2 points. They started with a 5-1 loss to South Shore, but they have bounced back with back-to-back victories. And so, as the teams make their way back to their respective blue lines after the traditional handshake, we'll get the players of the game here. Few different guys you could talk about for either team. Obviously they'll start with the Storm. Dylan Andrews gets named player of the game for the Storm. Certainly he had a very good game, scoring one of the 2 goals, the one that came on the power play. For the Cougars, Darian McInnes. A couple of guys you could talk about. You could talk about McIntyre, you could talk about Clark, you could talk about Allen, but hard to argue against 36 saves on 38 shots for the starting goaltender, the winning goaltender, Darian McInnes. So that will do it for this one. On behalf of my awesome cameraman and technical guru, Neil, this is Michael Petter saying may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. Final score once again, Cougars win it 5-2. We'll be back in just a few minutes to get you ready for the last game of the day, Lumberjacks and Bombers. You are watching the 2019 Nova Scotia Major Bantam Hockey League Provincial Tournament right here on 360 Live.